have my opinion. I'll ask you yours. Do you think there's a possibility that Purdy gets into a game? If and let's preface that by saying Garoppolo is not injured before it happens.
Man, that one's tough because I really do feel like Kyle Shanahan just rides with who he thinks is best, whether we think it's best or not. And once he makes a decision on a quarterback, that's who he's riding with. I find it really hard that he moves to Brock Purdy. Maybe for, a quarter or something at the end of a game just to kind of mix things up. But unless Jimmy gets injured, I don't see it.
Okay. And also I'll give you my response when I was asked this question was I think that there could be a possibility where he comes off of him. If he continues to play the way that he played in the first half on Sunday night, if he continues to do that next week, and maybe the week after that, like for a couple of weeks here, then I think he comes off of him. You got to remember, Kyle Shanahan wasn't worried about benching his backup when it was Nick Mullins or any of these other guys, right? Jimmy Garoppolo is now the backup. He's not the starter, so he's not the guy that's your long-term plan. So if he continues to screw this thing up, and he continues to be the reason that the offense is failing, I think we'll see him make a move and go in that direction because it might take them to the point where they're, looks like they're out of playoff contention to do that. But I still think that there could be a possibility because if Garoppolo continues to play the way he played on Sunday night, this is going to be a short season for the 49ers.
It most certainly is. And God, what a change of events that would be, right? We had a chunk of this fan base calling for Jimmy because we didn't want to throw away a Super Bowl caliber team. And imagine that he's not even good enough to keep Purdy off the bench. That's a turn that I did not expect because even I, for what I think of Jimmy, have been very adamant that I believe he's a starting level quarterback in this league and that I would much rather see him over Purdy. We'll see if this continues, but if this is who we're going to get, I mean, how do you keep playing him? You might be right. You might be right about that one. I guess him being a backup does play into that a little bit more.
I think it plays into it, but again, it's kind of like last year in a way too. I mean, the way that I got there was kind of the same way that he would have gotten to Trey last year, right? He wouldn't have moved to Trey until the season was kind of out of. That's why it mattered that they beat the Rams and then they kind of went on their run. If they had lost to the Rams, I think at that point you would have seen Lance in the game as a starter. Maybe that's the way that this whole thing works out.